On a chilly November evening in New York City, a man named Ethan Brooks stepped into a warm, elegant restaurant tucked between the towering buildings of Manhattan. The glow of chandeliers reflected off polished tables, and soft conversations floated through the air. But even in such beauty, Ethan felt completely alone. He had wealth, influence, a life people could only dream of. Yet inside, he felt empty. After years of deception and people using him for money, Ethan no longer trusted anyone. He didn't know who cared about him and who cared about his bank account. And that night, he made a strange decision. He wanted to test someone's kindness. Not with millions, not with lavish gifts. Just $5. He took a seat, and soon a young waitress approached him. "Welcome back to my channel, Classic Stories. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share." Now, let's dive into the story. Her name was Grace Miller. She greeted him with a warm, simple smile. Not too eager, not fake, just real. Throughout the evening, Ethan watched her closely. Grace moved between tables with patience, treating every customer, young or old, rich or poor, with the same gentle respect. She wasn't performing. She wasn't trying to impress anyone. She was simply being kind. When she came to his table, she didn't overdo anything. She didn't flatter him, didn't rush him, didn't ignore him either. She made sure he was comfortable, and every time their eyes met, she offered a small, genuine smile. And something in Ethan softened. As the night came to an end, Ethan placed a $5 tip on the table. A tiny amount for such a high-end restaurant. A ridiculous amount, considering his wealth. He wanted to see her reaction. Would she frown? Would she feel insulted? Would she pretend to be grateful, then roll her eyes the moment she walked away? Grace returned to collect the bill. She saw the tip, and then she smiled. A warm, heartfelt smile, one that reached her eyes. "Thank you so much, sir," she said softly. Then she added something Ethan never expected. "The amount doesn't matter. What matters is how we treat each other. You were very kind today, and honestly, that means more than money." Those words hit him hard, harder than any business deal, any loss, any success. Ethan froze, stunned. That one simple sentence cracked open something inside him, something he didn't even realize had gone numb. All his life, he had chased after more wealth, more power, more success. And yet, in those few seconds, Grace reminded him of the one thing he had lost along the way: human kindness. He left the restaurant that night with a strange feeling, something he hadn't felt in years. Clarity. The very next morning, Ethan called his lawyer for an urgent meeting. But it wasn't about business. It wasn't about money. It was about changing his life. He rewrote his will. He set up scholarships for young people who showed kindness. He funded organizations that helped the poor, the homeless, the forgotten. He invested in communities, in shelters, in small acts of hope. And he didn't stop there. Ethan began mentoring young entrepreneurs, not teaching them to chase wealth, but to chase meaning, to live with integrity, compassion, and purpose. And all of it, every single change, was inspired by one waitress who had no idea how powerful her words were. As for Grace, she continued working at the bistro, never knowing that a billionaire's life, and thousands of others, had been changed because of her one simple act of sincere kindness. She never knew the ripple effect she created, just by being herself. And that's the lesson. Kindness doesn't need to be grand. It doesn't need to be expensive. It doesn't need to be loud. Sometimes the smallest gesture, a smile, a warm word, a thoughtful moment, can transform someone's entire life. So remember, your kindness matters, even the little moments, even the quiet ones, because you never know. Your kindness might just change someone's world, exactly the way Grace changed Ethan's. Thank you for watching Classic Stories. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories that remind us how powerful compassion truly is.